Joining us now in Studio B, our second head coach guest and a head coach of the recently crowned MPSF champion BYU volleyball team, Shawn Olmstead. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you. No, appreciate it. I just want to give a little shout out to Mike Littlewood because I was out there waiting, watching the production go, and good-looking guy. Very good-looking.
He's handsome.
You know, hair on point, outfit, and here I come just kind of strolling in, whatever, you know. So there you go, Mike. Yeah. Way to keep us all on par.
He said in our Twitter question, which is, what's the most impressive performance by a BYU team or athlete this weekend? He said men's volleyball because he won the championship.
Oh, Mike's awesome. He's been, every time I see him, every time that we cross paths, you know, he's up there at the field, but when we do, he's such a good guy. He's a really, really good guy. And I threw out the first pitch last week. I got to say I did pretty good, especially compared with Jerem. Jerem's performance about 4 years ago. I got up there, I put my big boy pants on, got on the mound, and just kind of ripped it in there, you know. Everyone told me, don't go on the mound. You're not going to be able to tell the depth perception. Come on, just let's go, get up there and get it in there.
I'm going to find your weakest moment and exploit that because that's what you just
It was one of your colleagues that showed me the film on the court. Hey, have you ever seen Jerem throw out the first pitch? And he brought up his phone, and there we have it right there.
I can delete this from YouTube. I've chosen not to because I'm a man. I'm not 40, but I'm a man. I'm gonna go back to like 04 and just find some serve that you just whiffed and be like, Shawn, see that
There
now?
you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it was a fun weekend because you won a championship.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. Yet, you guys did not celebrate it that hard, which says a lot about the focus of what's left to do. I've been impressed by that. How have you been able to keep that going with your team?
Yeah, that's just what we're constantly talking about with the guys, with our coaches. And so I felt the same, you know, okay, hey, we got it. We won the MPSF champion, you know, the title. And I had lunch with Gil Fellingham, if you guys know him from the stats department up on campus. He's worked with the NFL, the NBA, with USA Volleyball. He's done a lot of work with those guys. We went out to lunch Friday, and he just said, Shawn, I don't think people understand how hard it is to win an MPSF title. It's got to be the hardest thing of any of these conferences on campus or in the country. It's as comparable, and people say SEC, and I still don't think that's comparable. But, you know, I'm just the guys, their focus, what they did 2 weeks ago when they went on the road to UCLA, who was #1 at the time, playing very well, you know, shows a lot to these guys, and credit to these boys for just staying focused. And when we won that, when that ball dropped and Carson hit that ball to win the match, you know, there was more. The guys wanted more, and they just knew, okay, great, now what? And they've kind of maintained that. And so it's a credit to the boys for doing that, and our coaches just continually talking about that, and we're back at it already.
They've got that killer instinct. I think BYU Photo snapped a shot of Jake Langlois after the match. We'll pull it. Maybe you've seen it. We'll show it to you. But he is super intense, and it was fun to watch. But you know, there's this trend. If you're looking at the picture right now, okay? It's angry Jake.
Yes. Like when Kobe Bryant goes jaw face, like, you know what I'm saying? The lower jaw comes out, kind of biting his lip. That was what Jake did. Yeah.
Yes, but to beat USC the way that you did, a lot of teams can't do that. They kind of relax. So did it add? Was there any more, I don't know, celebratory factor in your mind because of the way that you played, the way that you won the championship?
No, the guys, you know, look at the performance Friday night. I mean, they were rolling. The guys were just rolling. It didn't, I don't think at that time it would have really mattered who was on the other side of the net. Just the volleyball on our side was a good high-level volleyball. It went down a little, you know, Saturday night. And I was happy that we could get some other guys in and get them reps and get them that experience to play. And, you know, there's so many guys that have done and mean so much to this team that it was nice to get those guys in. But the way, you know, those matches in sports, you know, when you're going into that and you know, okay, if we just protect home floor against a team that has nothing to lose, you never know. You know, we've all seen that in those sports movies. You know, we've all seen what happens there. So we tried not to overhype it or overplay it. And I said from the end of UCLA, because a lot of people were like, whoa, what'd you guys just do? You know, the guys were hearing it, and I know that. And so I think it's important to recognize it. You can't just shy away from it and hope nobody says anything, because in reality, they are. In this day and age with social media and everything out there, you know, the best part was, I love this, a good friend and a coaching colleague text myself and Jay, one of the assistants, and he says, congrats, you guys. It's unbelievable. So happy for you guys, what you guys have accomplished. And I didn't know what to write. I'm sitting there looking at my phone like, I don't know what to say, like, because I don't want to say thanks. We haven't done anything yet.
Yes.
And so Jay just took it up a whole next level, and he says, we haven't even done anything. And that's all he put to him. And the guy was like, yep, spoken like a true coach. And I just said, love it, Jay. And then he texted us again after we won these matches, and Jay wrote back, we still haven't done anything. And so after UCLA, all I told the guys over and over again is, look, we have 3 more matches to play. That's all that was given at that time, which was 2 USC and now a quarterfinal matchup. But beyond that, there's nothing. We've got to go grind, and we've got to go accomplish the rest. And I feel like these guys, that's exactly what they want to do.
I see a similar ideology or feeling to what I experienced with some of my roommates who were on the rugby team. In 2009, they had lost 4 straight national championships in an embarrassing fashion to Cal. And their focus was so great that year, and they ended up winning in dramatic fashion, and it was an emotional thing. Because they had not won yet, the standard at BYU was so high. You constantly look up at those blue banners, and you see the last one was the team you played on. Has that helped the team's focus in that, listen, our goal is that, it's not the MPSF per se?
Yeah,
Although it's on the way there.
Yeah, there's, like I've said before, there's goals and there's objectives, and okay, let's talk about them as we go and as we move along. And I said at the end, I wrote some lines up at the end after SC, and I said, we go through stages, a training phase, different phases, stages, training, preseason, conference season, and congrats on accomplishing that. And I kept it at that. And apart from that, I said, now go be good. Don't make stupid decisions, and don't do anything to compromise all these wonderful things we've got going on. And now they've got finals coming. They've got distractions. There's people that want more of their attention and time. And so, there is a focus, and there's some of these guys, a couple of them, that were here the last time that they lost in finals and semifinals. And so there's something that they're striving for and pushing to, and I think, I like their focus and their drive. And the reality is, we're going to be, from here on out, it's good volleyball. It's going to be high level volleyball, and these guys have an ability to play at a high level. And so we as coaches have to just keep them focused, keep on them, and keep them going forward to make sure that they're on the right track.
It's great to win championships, and obviously a fantastic thing to have home court advantage as long as you keep winning. But what's the best part about being able to have home court for the MPSF tournament?
Yeah, the best part is just to, for me, it's that we get to just be kind of in our routines, and they're not affected by, the other team. When you're on the road, hey, you can only get in the gym at this time. So you got to kind of move your schedule around. Now we've got some routines. We've got some kind of habits in place that we know when we're home. And that's what we're going to go do as coaches. And then the players get to do that as well. And they get to, of course, don't need to travel, don't need to kind of put the time aside to do that. And those are all some nice advantages. And then, of course, you consider the Smith Fieldhouse, the fans, the support. It's going to be a rocking, exciting environment. And the fans, we can't thank them enough. And just the production of the entire event is, top level. And I think the guys enjoy that. They feed off that. And they've shown that they're really excited to get after it here at home.
And for the fans' sake, they'll be on BYUtv, so they're very excited about that as well.
We've got Jerem there, so that's the
and
big
Steve
time.
Ale, and Lauren.
Steve, sorry.
It'll be awesome.
But it's about Jerem.
No, it's not. UC Irvine scares me to
It's about
death.
the top button.
Yeah, it's about the top button, baby. It's about the top button.
Sorry.
UC Irvine scares me to death as an 8 seed. I mean, they're the 8, really? Wow.
Yeah.
You went down to Irvine and you won in 3 both nights. And that was kind of a sign of how good this team was, I think, kind of early. But what did they bring to the table as an 8 seed in the quarterfinal?
Yeah, if you look at the matchup, once the guys see us on the court, the first thing is people are going to look at them and go, wow, these guys kind of look similar to BYU. They've got some big, strong boys over there. And, so they're going to be similar in that. And, it's Irvine's created an outstanding program out there. And they've just kind of gone through some weird phases. But I told the guys at the end of that road trip, we're going to see this team again. And then it was, strange as I saw things unfold. I'm like, man, they're not winning volleyball matches, but I was still pretty certain that was going to happen. And then it was funny how it came down to this last weekend where we're talking as coaches. I tried to get the guys not to talk about it, but we were, behind closed doors up to a certain point. Finally, we don't need to talk about it anymore. What's going to happen is going to happen. But that's a good team. They're physical, they're strong, And, they've played here, they've won here, they've won a national championship on this very floor. And so they're going to, they're excited to be in the playoffs. They're one of their better players. Actually, right after we played at Irvine, he had a 2, maybe almost 3-month injury, and he's now back the last 3 matches. Hershko. And so he's a very, very good volleyball player, very good competitor, just has a lot of heart and a lot of fight. And so he's going to be back, considering all circumstances, I would imagine he's going to be back, and that's what we've seen. And so it's going to be a great matchup for number 1 and 8.
Let's get you some BYU Sports Nation karma before you get out of Studio B. And also, I've been meaning to ask you this for a while. Is the neon thing a superstitious thing, or is it just style where you're like, it's just Shawn being Shawn, man?
It's just, I don't know. I mean, my wife, I've said this before, and people don't believe me, but it happens 2 to 3 times a week where I leave before she wakes up. I get home at the end of the day, and she just goes, "You really wore that to work today." And I said, I didn't even look at myself in the mirror. I just grabbed whatever. Looks good, shoes feel good.
Gotta go to
work. You feel good, you look good, and you do good. So,
yes.
But I love her, and she said it went back to when I played. She actually did say when she see me with my teammates, she was a soccer player, and she just thought you were just always weird. You had a Bob Marley shirt, and your guys all had a BYU shirts, and you're out there practicing. And so, whether that swept her off her feet or just went, I kind of just like that this guy's independent. I've had multiple offers for shopping sprees, like, hey, can we help you out here? And it's who I am. And, like I said, I think the people around me know, and they just laugh, and I laugh, and it's me, and I'm not gonna change. And it's just who I am.
Shawn.
So I've got the Jazz socks. I did actually grab the Jazz socks because we're hoping for a Jazz win tonight. So I've got the Jazz, the Stockton and Malone socks. Yeah. So there's some thought into a few things as I get ready for the day.
Represent, man.
Focus.
Please don't change,
In
Shawn.
all aspects.
Congratulations again on the
Thank you,
championship,
guys. No,
man,
I
and
appreciate
good
it.
luck in the MPSF tournament.
We mostly appreciate it.